I am so excited about today's video. I hear all the time from my customers, Lisa, I would love to smock for myself, but I just don't know how to include smocking in an adult garment. Or Lisa, I would love to smock for my daughter or granddaughter, but she's too old for smocking. Well, not this year. Why? Because shirring is in. And shirring is a machine technique that was created just to mimic the look of hand smocking. You can easily take a pattern that was designed for shirring and adapt it for smocking. But first, I'm Lisa from Pink Holly Bush Designs, where we talk all things sewing and smocking. Welcome to my sewing studio. Today I have 5 patterns for you that include shirring, and I'm going to go through them, but you can adapt to include English smocking. Now, first up, if you don't know the difference between shirring and smocking, I have a whole video on that, which I will link to here. Jump over, watch it, and then come back here so you know the difference between the two and also how you need to adapt that gathering ratio from shirring to smocking. Okay, let's dive in. So the first pattern I have for you is the Azores top from Itch to Stitch. Now it comes in sizes 00 to 40. So, right, this is going to fit a wide range of people, so there should be no problem with that. It also comes with cup sizes, which again, wonderful for that pattern. Now you'll notice that there's shirring on this pattern, both at the waist and at the wrist on the long sleeved top. And what I love about this is because that shirring is right at the bottom of the cuff and also right at the bottom near the waist, you can alter this pattern to give you that additional width you need for smocking at both of those places without adding a ton of extra material to the whole garment, right? So on this sleeve, the sleeve cap can stay exactly the way it is, and all you need to do is add volume at the wrist. Likewise, you can leave the whole top of the garment the way it is, and you can just add the volume that you need at the bottom near the waist, and then gather it in to the increased volume to the measurements that you need for traditional smocking. So that's our first one, the Itch to Stitch Azores top. The second pattern I have for you is the Asha dress from Style Arc. Now it comes in sizes 4 to 30. Again, a nice big size range for you. And again, you'll notice that that shirring is at the sleeves and at the waist. Now, in looking at this pattern, again, very similar right to the Azores top, kind of what's the difference? Well, you have the difference in design at the yoke, but also you're going to have to add quite a bit of additional volume to the Asha dress. The Azores top has more of that volume built into it already, and the Asha dress you're going to have to go up from the bottom and widen it to get the volume you need at the waist. But again, similar to the Azores top, you don't need to add the extra volume up here. You can just come up from the bottom and widen it at the waist where you need it. Okay, third pattern I have for you is the Victory pattern Sofia dress. Now this one, you'll notice the entire bodice is shirred, and it's shirred on both the front and the back. It also offers several sleeve options, some of which include shirring and some of which don't. So you have a lot of different choices with this pattern. And so you could, include the shirring, the smocking wherever you want. By the way, if you are interested in learning more about smocking, I have a whole Get Started smocking email series, which I will link to below. I also have a Learn to Smock online video course that walks you through every step of making either a Christmas ornament, because it's a very simple, small project to start with, or you can use the strip that you smock as an insert in a child's dress or romper. And I will link to that course below, and please check it out and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, my last two patterns are both by Simplicity and technically are not shirring. Instead, they're using strips of elastic to pull up and create that shirred look. But again, they would work great for smocking. So the first one I have is Simplicity 9549, and this is a shorts and pants pattern, so something a little different, which I thought was fun. It comes in sizes 6 to 16. Now the nice thing about this pattern is that the waistband that is shirred and that you would be adapting to smocking is a separate pattern piece. So in adapting that pattern piece, the waist piece, you're not touching the pants or the shorts. So you're not adding any extra volume to the pants or the shorts. You would make those exactly the way the pattern directs, and all you would have to adapt is that waist pattern piece, which is just a rectangle. Now, because of the added volume, that you will have to make that rectangle have a lot more width than it does in the original pattern piece. You're going to get more of a paper bag look to the top edge with these pants or shorts, but otherwise it would be a very simple piece to adopt for smocking, because it is just a rectangle. So you just put it through your pleater and you'd be set to go. Okay, the last pattern I have is a Cynthia Raleigh pattern, and it is Simplicity 9141, and it comes in sizes, I believe, 6 to 20. I may be wrong about the low end of that one, but I think it comes 6 to 20. By the way, if you're not used to working with the big 4 sizes in their patterns, a size 6 in a big 4 pattern company like Simplicity is not a ready-to-wear size 6. It is much smaller. So if you have a teenager who isn't into ready-to-wear women's sizes, chances are that size 6 is going to fit just fine. So don't think, oh, I have an older daughter who can't fit into women's clothing yet. None of these will work for her. Look at the size charts. There's a good chance they will. So that Simplicity pattern 9141 again has this completely gathered bodice, front and back. And again, similar to the other Simplicity pattern I mentioned, it doesn't technically use shirring. It uses gathered strips of elastic. You're actually sewing seam binding in strips all the way down the bodice and then inserting 1/4 inch elastic through that. That doesn't exactly sound like fun to me, but it again will work great for smocking where you are gathering that entire bodice. Now, at this point, if you're thinking, Lisa, I'm just not quite sure how I need to adapt these patterns for the smocking, come back next week. I am going to be taking Simplicity 9141, the Simply Raleigh pattern, and I'm going to show you step by step how to adapt that bodice for smocking. So once that video is live, I will link it here, but the best way to know that it's gone live is to hit that subscribe and notification button, and then as soon as it is posted, you will be told about it. So I hope you will give one of these patterns a try, and if you do, let me know. I'd love to hear what your experience is. You can connect with me on Instagram or just leave me a comment below. I do read them all and respond to them. So I hope that you try one of these patterns, and happy smocking.